I've been finding a lot of comfort and fun in journaling lately and watching journaling YouTube videos. I have made a journaling ecosystem video in the past. It's approaching the end of the year very quickly, and I'm thinking about, what I want to keep doing in 2026 or like what I want to change. These videos are commonly called techo kaigis on YouTube. It's a Japanese term um, that basically means like taking time to reflect on your journaling practice and tools and um, like how they're helping you, how they can be improved, what you want to keep around, and what you want to change. And I love watching those videos just because I think it's so interesting to see how people are actually using their planners and journals. Um, So yeah, I wanted to make my own techo kaigi. I'm gonna start off by going through all of the journals and planners that I'm currently using, and then sharing if I will be continuing with them in 2026, and if so, like what I'm keeping, what I'm changing. So starting off with this little Hobonichi blank notebook from a couple years ago. This artist is called Shibata Kaiko, and this one especially, it looked just like Kashi in the window, and she has like a very discerning gaze, and that's just like Kashi. But yeah, I was using this as a general commonplacing notebook. So whenever I wanted to like record quotes from books that I was reading or like TV shows I'm watching, movies, or like notes from events that I went to. I even did like a little bit of travel journaling in here when I went to Amsterdam and Berlin. Um, and I really love the grid paper. I love how portable this is. And I love the cover, as I said. The only thing is, I was finding it to be a little bit small to write long notes about books. Like I'm often recording pretty long quotes or passages or thoughts, and I was just wishing that I had a little bit more space for that purpose. So I'm going to be continuing using this in 2026 as just a general notebook to carry around with me, but I'm going to be moving specifically my book notes to a different journal, um, which is this free journal I got years ago from an internship. It's just like a lined notebook, kind of like a fake moleskin notebook. Um, and I've been taking notes in here lately. I will write down quotes in black and then um, my own thoughts or reflections in red to kind of like break it up. And yeah, I like having more room to like reflect on quotes and write my own thoughts and reactions. I've only been using it for a short amount of time, so it's like not filled up at all. And I'm gonna continue using this in the new year for my book journal. I might change like the layout of the pages. I like layouts that you typically see in Commonplace notebooks where they'll leave like a ledger blank so that you can later reflect. And then on the majority of the page, you write quotes and then you can read back and reflect. So I think I might do that rather than like sandwiching my reflections in between the quotes. It might be nice to just like leave some room to like later reflect on things. So yeah, I'm going to continue using that in the new year. Next is my just like personal journal. I've been using this for several years now, since like 2023. And I do this to just like journal about my feelings and thoughts. And I use this for memory keeping and also for a little bit of junk journaling. And I feel like I've really found a good habit lately where I just keep this open on my desk with me um, at all times and throughout the day as I have thoughts and feelings that I want to write down or memories that I want to record. I'll just like write down a little sentence. And then by the end of the day, I usually have like a little journal entry um, that I've pieced together throughout the day. And I haven't been putting pressure on myself to like do this every day, but I have found myself wanting to do it most days. And I also haven't been putting pressure on myself to like make every single page look really beautiful. Um, some days it's like mostly just writing, and then other days, if I like really want to do a big journal entry and like memory keeping, I'll do like a full spread like this and just like sit down and do it in an afternoon, and it's just like a fun creative time. My friends and I went on a trip to Vermont for the weekend, and I just like collected a bunch of like business cards and stickers and then wrote down some memories from the weekend and kind of like collaged it all together. Um, or in this spread, my friends and I went on a chocolate chip cookie crawl in Portland, Maine. So I just like wrote about the day, and then I took pictures of all the cookies that we tried and like what our thoughts were for each one. And yeah, these are just like, it's just like so fun to look back and remember some of these like special times. And I love having like all of the stickers and like ephemera, and it just makes it like so fun to look back on. Like I just smile when I look back on these spreads. Um, and then sometimes I'll just like print out pictures like little puppies and Miffy and like glue them in here, or I'll just like stick stickers, or yeah, random papers that I want to keep. Let's not look too much at this because it is personal. I'm gonna keep this journal in 2026. I still have quite a few pages left in here, so I'm just gonna use it up. And yeah, I love this journal, and I really like the habit that I formed in the last couple months. And then this is my recipe journal, which I've talked about in my journal ecosystem video. I basically just use this to like record recipes that I like, or like favorite recipes from friends. And this is just another free notebook I got through work, and this is definitely coming with me in 2026, and nothing's going to change about it. It works for me. Okay, and then lastly, I didn't talk about this one in my 2025 journal ecosystem video because this one's new to me. Um, as you can see from my journal stack, I do a lot of journaling and I don't really do any planning, other than like I use a Google Calendar. I have a wall calendar, but I wasn't really like planning tasks or anything. And then I got really interested in Hobonichi in September when they released their 2026 lineup, and people were making a lot of Hobonichi content, and I started thinking about how a planner could maybe be useful in my life. Once I decided that I was most interested in using the Hobonichi weeks, I took this. This is a blank traveler's insert that I had laying around already. Um, and it's not exactly the size of a Hobonichi weeks, but it's kind of like, a similar dimension with like the long and narrow um, size. I basically just replicated the Hobonichi weeks layout in this blank notebook. And for the last few months, I've been trying it out and seeing if I even like using this, if it's useful to me, and also kind of like trying some different layouts and methods to see like what could be most useful to me. And I feel like I'm starting to like get in my groove with this, where I found something that works for me and is actually helpful and isn't like a hindrance or a chore, and I actually find myself wanting to use this. I've both found like a system that's kind of working for me that I want to keep trying, and I've also been phasing myself out of relying on a Google Calendar. Like I feel like my instinct since being a Google Calendar user is as soon as I have an appointment scheduled or someone wants to hang out, I just like automatically put it in the Google Calendar. Um, but I'm trying to like reduce my reliance on Google products wherever I can. There are like some ways that I do still rely on Google, obviously, but I figured I don't really need to be using a Google Calendar for my personal life. Like I still use it for work. For personal planning, I wanted to try using a paper planner. So now whenever someone wants to hang out or there's an appointment I need to remember or a task, I automatically write it in my Hobonichi, so that it doesn't get forgotten and I don't have to rely on looking at my Google Calendar. And it's been working for me so far. What I basically do is on one half of each day, I leave that open for writing events and appointments, and I write it in a green pen to differentiate. And then on the other half, I will write down tasks and I use a circle for each task. And then I have like a system for when a task is done, if it's partially complete, or if it needs to be moved to another day. And then on this side, on the note side, I will just like take notes and I'll use sticky notes for like notes I want to move around or mostly a grocery list. That way I can just like keep adding to it and then take this with me to the grocery store instead of having to take the whole book. And I keep some sticky notes in the back here so I can just like take one whenever I need it. And then I'll just take like random notes for the week. Like Kashi is currently taking some medication and I'm just like keeping track of it here. And then I've been doing a section like this like pretty much every week, but basically I will have like a list of the um, podcasts and TV shows I'm consuming. And then I'll just have like a running task list where it doesn't necessarily have to be done on a particular day. I just like don't want to forget about it. This is like the first time I've used a paper planner as an adult, like since I've graduated from college. I used to do bullet journaling to keep track of assignments and stuff in college. So it seems like it's getting a little dark. Hopefully that's a little bit better. I've loved my Hobonichi for the last couple months. I think I saw somewhere that it really should be more about the system and not the notebook. Um, you should be able to replicate a good system in any notebook. So now that I know that the system is working for me, I decided to actually purchase, I'm so excited, a Hobonichi Weeks. Like, it has been really exciting, like an exciting thing for me to like research. Anyway, this is my Hobonichi. I decided to get the Sky Mist color, and I got the clear cover on cover to protect it. Oh, and I did want to mention that I got my Hobonichi Weeks from the Paper Mouse this year. Um, and I love the Paper Mouse. If you're in the Boston area, they are located in Newton. And if you're not in the Boston area, you can order online from them, and they're awesome. They have the cutest stationery. Okay, so I think the first thing I want to do is put some charms on the spine. I've seen people do that, and I think it's really cute. And I already had some charms that I needed a home for. I have this little ravioli charm that my friend MK got me, and then I have this Potter and Cat charm that looks like Kashi, and she's like destroying a roll of toilet paper. I love both of them. So while the cover is on the Hobonichi, I'm gonna mark where I want the charms to be. Like probably right here. And then I'll take off the cover. And I don't have a single hole punch, but I do have this. So I'm gonna hole punch. I'm gonna tap it lightly at first just to see if that's where I want it to be. No, it was not. Guys, this is kind of high pressure. Did it. Yeah, that's pretty good. It's like pretty center. Okay, now I'm gonna attach my charms. Cute. Okay, now I have my little charms on my Hobonichi. That's so cute. Okay, now the next thing. I wrote notes of all the things I wanted to do so I didn't forget. Um, oh, also, my mom gave me this lucky $2 bill and she said I have to keep it somewhere where it doesn't get wrinkled. So I thought it would be pretty safe back here. Thanks, Mom. Okay. The next thing I wanted to do was in my front pocket here, I wanted to print out a picture of Kashi and then keep it in there. So I'm gonna pick out a picture that I like and then print it out on my Instax. I have so many pictures of Kashi that this was actually kind of a hard decision, but oh wait, should I print out this one of me and her hugging? Nah, I don't really want a picture of myself in my journal. Okay, I think I'm gonna print out this one of her looking all comfy on my jacket. Gonna let that do its thing. For the cover, I'm not sure how I want to decorate this yet. Like, I had my journal cover blank for like several years and then just recently decided to add these two stickers and I really love the way that it looks. So I feel like maybe this could be like a good opportunity for a hero sticker or like a sticker that you just love so much that you want to put someplace special. Let me see if I have any more of those big dinosaur stickers because I do kind of love those. I have all these tiny ones. Ooh, this is one of my favorite dinosaurs, but I just don't love like the colors of this sticker as much. Like the Spinosaurus one is a work of art. That's gorgeous. Like the pose, the background, the colors. But I don't know if there's another one of those. I think they're all just like tiny guys. I could put one of these and like write my name. Should I? Put one like in here. I'll think about it. Like one of these, the little name tags. That's so cute. Should I? Think about it. Ugh, these are so fun. Like I could definitely add one of those. But yeah, there's not like another good big sticker in there that I like. And then I have my collection of stickers. And I feel like I have some in here where I'm like, oh, I really like that, but I don't know where I want to put it. Like this cat riding what looks like the pansexual flag that is from Radia. And it matches, and the colors look so good with this color, this color cover. So I think that's a strong contender. I definitely don't want a sticker that I'm like lukewarm on to be on the front of my Hobonichi, you know? Like I want something that makes me smile when I see it. This is a little cat riding a skateboard, wearing sunglasses and holding a knife in its mouth. Like, yes. I do like that. I also have this mushroom cat. Yeah. Okay. These are the three stickers that I'm in between. Or I have also seen people do like a ton of tiny stickers, and I think that's cool. I don't know if I want to like cover up the cover completely because I really like the color, but I just don't know yet. I don't know which one I like, so I think I'm just gonna keep these. Oops. I'm gonna keep these in the back so that I can think about it. Okay. It looks like Kashi has developed perfectly. So she's gonna go right here. So I can carry her around with me everywhere I go. I love her so much. That's like all the customization I'm gonna do for now. I'll just like briefly tell you how I'm gonna be using my Hobonichi weeks. The first page is this year at a glance, all of the months for 2026, as well as 2025 and 2027, and a section for you to write important dates. I just think this is so small. I don't really have like anything that I think would be useful for me to do here. But I have seen people put like a sticker to check off each month. So like maybe after each month passes, I can stick a little dino on there. I think that would be cute. Next is this yearly index. And again, these spaces are pretty small. I can write in these. I just can't write very much. So I think I'm going to use this for writing down all of my friends and family's birthdays. I like to try to remember everyone's birthdays. Next is the monthly layout, which is just like a simple calendar for the month with some space around the edges for any notes. And I'm actually going to be using this to track my media consumption. So in my Hobonichi, I was doing that weekly with like a little list here. But I want more of like an overview so I can kind of like see some trends in my media consumption. So I think this like monthly view will be more helpful than doing it week by week. And then I can go through each month and see what I'm watching and what I'm listening to. And then for the weekly spreads, I'm going to be using these pretty similarly to how I showed in my Hobonichi. Just like recording important events for each day and appointments, and having like a running task list and notes. I think that system has been working for me, so I'm going to keep using it for a bit and changing things as needed. Yeah, I'm not really going to be using my Hobonichi for like decorating or sticking ephemera or stickers. So this is mostly just going to be like functional. And then I have my other journals for memory keeping and fun stuff, although this is still fun for me. Keeping track of everything is very fun for me. So yeah, that's how I'm going to be using the weekly spread. I think that's generally how people use them, not really doing anything super special. And then for the notes section, you get like several pages of blank notes. I'm not really sure what these are going to be used for yet. I'll just use them as needed. It is nice that you get several just like blank notes. Next is this favorite section, and I think I'm going to use this pretty much exactly how they're probably intending you to use it. But I think I might fill this out like towards the end of the year and kind of reflect on what my favorite things were throughout the year. That way, when this is archived on my shelf and I'm looking back at this year, I can kind of see like what were some of my favorite things that year. And it can kind of be like a time capsule in that sense. And then they had this list called My 100, and you can use this for truly anything. Like you can use it for tracking books that you've read or like museums you want to see, anything. I've seen people use this as like a type of gratitude log. I want to write down 100 reasons why I love Kashi and just like maybe every now and then like fill out a bunch off the top of my head, or as like they come up and I'm like, oh yeah, that's like a little quirk of hers that I love. I want to write them down so that I have this list of 100 cute things about Kashi. I thought it was really cute that they had this like new friends section. I think that's like wholesome, especially as someone that loves to make new friends. For the 365-day checklist, I saw someone say that they like color in each day that they use their Hobonichi, and I thought that sounded like pretty simple and cool to keep track of, so I think I might do that. That's my Hobonichi. I'm so excited. Yeah, I'm glad that I could customize it a little bit, make it mine. I can't wait until December 1st, which is the first day that I can start using this officially. Um, yeah, it's gonna be so much fun. So yeah, let me know if you are a planner or a journaler or both, what your setup is like. And I hope you have a good one. Peace.